The June primaries were barely over before ads from Governor Susana Martinez's re-election campaign and the Republican Governors Association hit the airwaves targeting her challenger, Attorney General Gary King, thanks to a significant fundraising war chest, of course. On top of that, Mr. King hired a new campaign manager from Louisiana, who then quickly resigned after a conservative website revealed controversial tweets. And the new manager had allegedly sent, some of which were derogatory towards women. Mr. King's opponents have also targeted him on women, invoking lawsuits for employment discrimination. But in an interesting twist, a small business owner in Las Vegas says the Martinez campaign fabricated comments he allegedly made attacking Mr. King. And Dan, let me start with you. Mr. King, as mentioned, doesn't seem to be punching back quite. He has a new ad that's up this past Wednesday of this week. A little rope-a-dope going on here, or as some are starting to fear, not sure if you want to answer for Gary King's chances here, but is this too early for him to overcome these kind of onslaughts with these ads?
Oh, I think it was too early when the primary started. I mean, Governor Martinez has, money wins, and there is just, she seems to have an endless amount of it. And, you know, I think that these things are coming out, you know, every once in a while there's some stumbles by the Martinez campaign. It happens. I mean, no campaign is perfect. And yet Gary King his group seems to let a stumble by the Martinez campaign be outdone by a bumble by his campaign. I think, you know, I think this is way too big. I think the mountain is just way too big for him to climb. And I think that he's, you know, I think she's going to crush him. And I think he's got no opportunity. I don't think he has the resources or the message to get out to the public that people are going to feel warm and fuzzy about hiring him.
Laura, on that point, on Dan's point, I mean, it's never too late in politics, but as you know, I mean, certain hills are very harder to climb when you have money challenges. Does Mr. King have to write himself a large check at this point to get people reinvigorated about all this?
Well, that always helps, of course.
Right.
I mean, if you have the money to
There's
spend
been calls out there in the press for it, saying this is to get people
if you have the
going.
money for it, then you got to invest in yourself. I think people will invest in you if you invest in yourself first. So I think it is sort of a requirement. But I think beyond that, you know, it's important for them to get their messaging straight. One of the frustrating things I think about this election will be that we're not even at 4th of July yet, and I think, you know, I'm certainly exhausted of all of the ads from both sides, just because it started so early and it got so negative right away. And it's similar to 2010, where right after the election, we started to hear all the negative ads. So you end up with people who are basically by election day exhausted at the messaging, have kind of turned out.
That's sort of the point.
Well, it's sort of like it's a suppression effort, right? It's like, stay home, everything's fine, you don't need to worry about it. So I think for the King campaign and for all the other, you know, Democratic campaigns out there as well, the challenge is to really get your base moving, because otherwise people will be so turned off that they won't even vote at all.
And get your message out. It
And get your
seems
message.
everything that the Attorney General has done is spent money responding to what Susana Martinez says about
Well, there wasn't, and that's very true. I think for both sides, you know, there hasn't really been, I guess Martinez did have an early ad introducing herself, but the introductory, I think, ad it hasn't happened at all.
That's right. Is all this too much inside baseball? Do voters not care who your campaign manager is and his tweets and all this kind of thing? Is that, you know what I mean?
So I see what you're saying, but there comes a time where the radio noise suddenly becomes a bigger noise, and it becomes a bigger issue. I think what the Martinez campaign, or more specifically the Republican Governors Association, because they're doing all the negative ads, is they're doing something that you've seen for a long time in politics, which is define your opponent. They know that Gary King doesn't have the money to fight back, at least not with the same sort of firepower, and you know, Democrats can blame themselves, or at least their leadership can, because when Sam Bregman says 2 years ago that Gary King was the worst attorney general in the United States, well, you expect the opponents aren't going to seize upon that?
That's right. That's a good point.
You know, but keep in mind, Sam Bregman's also an attorney. I mean, he's got his own caseload. And the context of those comments were in the context of a case that he had against the Attorney General's office.
But the word Attorney General in the United States is a pretty clear message. I mean,
from Sam Bregman, who practices in New Mexico and doesn't interact with any other Attorney General.
That's the distinction that in many cases doesn't matter. He said it. It's going to be used.
And he's the guy that's, not only is it that he said it, he's the poor guy charged with going out and raising money for the guy now. I mean, that makes a very tough hurdle to overcome.
One of the things that I think is really interesting about the work that the Republican governors have done, that Susana Martinez has done, her campaign has done, is that they've really attacked Gary King on issues that are bread and butter for Democrats. So, you know, sort of logically, I would look at the two candidates and say, well, one represents the Democratic Party, one represents the Republican Party. I have values that align on women's issues, on labor issues, on healthcare, on all of those things. I have values that align with one party or the other. But what's happening is that the Martinez campaign is saying, well, no, you can't trust Gary King on those bread and butter Democratic women's equality, women's rights issues, et cetera. And it is unfortunate. It's unfortunate that Gary King has such a long track record that they're able to cherry pick pieces out of his background and make the case against him. But it is fascinating that, and I think it is suppression, to Laura's point, that those are the issues, women's rights in particular, that they're going after King for.
Just a little time here on this one. We're out of time, rather, on this one. I'm surprised he doesn't come out with something uber lefty like minimum wage. You know, just go there to define.
No,
just absolutely. I know he did, but in a TV
do an
ad.
ad.
In a
Yeah.
TV ad.
He
Just
did.
like
He said
minimum
he's for
wage,
it. I mean, he had that little introductory there where he said, Gary King will fight for
But
minimum
obviously,
wage
it's not the stuff that we
increases.
talk about. It's
Right,
not the stuff that
exactly.
we
It's not that
remember.
punch
I
we're
just
talking
think,
about
I just think
here,
none of that can be heard with. I think the whole conversation is being directed by Susana Martinez.
That's fair enough. At this point, that's fair enough. Coming up, we go on the clock.